What's up everybody, welcome back. So we're gonna kick off the new mini-series today, looking at the Lyra Weapon FX. We're gonna take a look at importing this stuff and fixing all the errors that will occur when you migrate them to your project. And after that we're gonna take a look at setting everything up as well. And we're gonna do the same thing for the meta sounds that are included in the Lyra game. So before we dive into this, I would like to mention that you can become a member of the channel as well since previous week. So we unlocked the memberships on YouTube and that's pretty awesome. So I would like to thank everybody for their support and for watching my videos. That's pretty cool. So if you would like to become a member, then you can do so right now and you will get some benefits like a special membership badge, access to the premium channels in the Discord and some exclusive downloads. So with those announcements out of the way, let's dive into this FX stuff. So let's have a look at migrating the assets first. There's one thing you need to do in your own project if you want to use the sounds from the Lyra game as well, and that's enable the MetaSounds plugin. So let's go to the plugin section and let's look for MetaSounds. And we need to enable this one over here. So I'm going to enable it and then I need to restart the editor. So I'm going to restart it and then I'll get back to you guys. So with the plugin installed, I'm going to close this project for now and we're going to dive into the Lyra starter game. So grab the project from the marketplace if you don't have it yet. There's just been a 500 MB update, so I'm not sure if it's going to change anything for our FX migration, but we're just going to have a look. So I did a fresh install and we're going to go into the Lyra game project. And from here we're going to migrate the FX. So there's one thing you need to take into account. You want to migrate as much as you can in one go. So it's going to create a new folder and it's going to grab all kinds of files that are needed for the FX and the sounds and put all of those files in a new folder and migrate that folder to your project. So if you choose to migrate everything separately, then you will end up with duplicate files and you have to fix errors twice and it's just going to be extra messy. So make sure you grab as much as you can in one go. So what we're going to do is go to the effects folder and then particles, and I'm going to grab the impacts folder and the weapons folder. And I'm also going to go to audio and then in here to sounds, and in here I'm also going to grab the weapons folder. So I have 3 folders selected right now. Then I'm going to right click and migrate the assets. So it's going to gather the dependencies and that might take a while, so I'm just going to pause the video. Oh, I'm not going to pause the video. So we can actually get rid of some of the stuff in here. So for the control rig, we don't need that. So we can simply deselect it. And then there's also some stuff for the character in here, I think. So let's keep all the audio stuff. And then over here we have characters. So we do not need the character mesh and all of the materials and all of that stuff. So we can get rid of that. We do not need the rig. And these textures, so we can pretty much get rid of everything. So just to be safe, I'm going to keep the physics materials down at the end here. So what I'm going to do, scroll back up and then I'm going to deselect all of these. So materials, meshes, rig, textures, and then I'm going to keep these physics materials. Then I think the rest we need. So these are all things that we need for the Niagara stuff and the sounds and things like that. So we can keep all of this and we're going to click OK. So now we need to select to what folder we need to migrate it. So we're going to go to our game project and select the content folder and select it. Now here you're going to see it needs to create a new folder to migrate everything and it asks if that's okay with you. So we're simply going to click OK and then we need to name that folder. So now it's gathering some dependencies and stuff like that. So this might take a while. It doesn't look like it's doing anything, but just be patient. And over here is the little pop-up. So we need to specify the name of the new folder. So I'm going to call this Migrated SFX. And then I'm going to click OK. So now it's going to start the migration process and this could take a while. And as I mentioned, it might look like it's not really doing anything, but just be patient. hang on there for like a few minutes, probably it's going to work. So I'm going to pause the video and then in a few minutes I'll be back. So here we are back in the project again. It took about 2 or 3 minutes to migrate everything into the project, and a little message popped up saying it wasn't able to migrate all of the files, and that's how it goes all the time, so there's nothing to do about that, I'm afraid. So this should be good to go. Now there's one thing left we need to do while we're still in the Lyra project, and that's grab the ShellEject meshes. So by default it will only migrate the rifle mesh, and I want to make sure we also grab the pistol and the shotgun mesh. So I think it was in effects and then meshes and then bullet shells over here. So I'm simply going to grab the bullet shells folder and migrate this as well into my project. So migrate is save it, that's fine. So the materials and the meshes, okay. Migrate those into my game project as well. And that's good to go. So now let's go back into our own project and let's have a look at fixing all of this. So I'm back into my game project after migrating the FX for the first time, and all I did was wait for it to compile the shaders, and now we are in here. So let's see what we have to do to fix things up. Let's go to the Migrated FX folder, and as I mentioned, all of the files are just dumped in here and there are no subfolders or anything. So first of all, I'm going to add a filter to make our lives a little bit easier, and I'm going to add it for FX Niagara System. And over here we have all of the FX that we are going to use. So let's just open them up one by one and let's see where we have any errors that we need to fix. So this one actually compiles as it should, so that's good to go. There is a warning over here, but it actually pops up all the time, so I'm not sure how to get rid of it, and it doesn't seem to be of any problems. So for now we're just going to ignore this, and if it turns out it isn't working, we can get back to it later. So let's close it down and let's go to the next one. So the dead cubes, I'm not going to use this for now, so we can skip it. Let's go to the impact sparks for the character. And this actually has an error. So let's see over here for the collision is a red dot beside it. And if we look over here, we have an error. So it looks to be pretty random when these errors occur and in what FX they occur. So it might be in another one of the files for you, but probably the errors that pop up will be really similar, and the way to fix them is also really similar. So you can follow along and that should work out. I would like to make a small mention that I do not have any experience using Niagara, so I just figured this out using trial and error. So if you are aware of a better way to fix these errors, then please let me know down in the comments. And also if you know a better way to migrate the FX, then please let me know in the comments as well. So let's have a look at this error over here. We're going to navigate to the message source, and I'm getting really poor performance over here, so I'm going to close the Niagara system for now. So we're inside the Niagara function that's causing a problem, and if we compile this, it's actually compiling, but it's giving errors. So let's see what's wrong over here, and it's pointing to this node. So if we double click this node, we can open it up and we can see what's wrong over here. So we can try and compile this. So if we refresh and apply, it actually compiles like it should. So maybe if we go back over here and try again, refresh, apply. No, that's not working. So let's go back in here. So we could try the output function, right click it and then refresh the node. Sometimes that will actually work, sometimes it doesn't. So compile, refresh. And let's go back in here. Oh, I missed this, so I'm sorry. So I actually know what to do about this. So the input type is not compatible, it says over here, for the pin randomness mode. So that's this pin over here. And if we disconnect this and try to reconnect it, you'll see it doesn't work. So there's something wrong over here. And it's actually pretty easy to fix. So what I'm going to do is click over here so I can copy the name. And then I'm going to get rid of this node over here. And then I can simply drag off here. and click the Add Niagara Randomness Node parameter. So it will create the new node. I'm going to use the old name, paste it in here. And now this should be good to go. So we can hit apply. And now it actually compiles. So that's good to go. We can save it. And let's open up our FX and see if that's fixed anything. So it's actually preparing the shaders and the error is gone, I think. Yep, it is. And the FX is working. So we got rid of that error. Nice. So let's go on to the next one, Impact Concrete. And it looks like we have an error over here as well. And that's actually also for the collision. So let's click over here at the little red dot. And again, we get a compile error. So we're going to navigate to the message source. And I'm going to close the Niagara system. So here we go. So let's compile. So can possibly fixed with a graph refresh. So it's pointing to this node over here. So first of all, let's open up this function and let's simply refresh and apply. So this compiles, so that should be good. Now we can go back over here and again we get incompatible thingy. So this time, let me see. It's the target channel, so it's the green one over here. And if we try and disconnect and connect it, again, that's not working. But this time we need to fix it in here. So we need to fix this target channel node to make sure everything is working again. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to copy the name and then get rid of the node. And simply drag over here and add a parameter, paste in the old name. And now we can apply and go back over here. And this time we can hook them up back together, compile. And everything is working, or at least it's compiling. So let's go back into the Niagara system and see what happens. So this was Impact Concrete. And I don't see any errors, so it's actually compiling, so that's good. I think we fixed this one as well. So there it is, it also popped up over here. So this is definitely working. Let's save it and close it down. So we have Impact Decals next. So this one actually seems to be good, so that's fine. Let's close it down and move on to the next one, Impact Glass. And this might be fixed when we fix the concrete one. So I don't think, there's no errors in here as well. So that's good. It's actually preparing the shaders. And there it is. So this one is working as well. Now we're on to the WeaponFire FX. So this is the MuzzleFlash. And here we have an issue. So let's see. Let's start all the way to the left. So again, we have the system state. We're going to ignore that for now. And over here we have add velocity and cone. So let's click this one. And again, it's a function with an error. So we're going to navigate to the message source. And I'm going to close the system for now. So let me see, random vector in Go. So we're going to open this one up. Input connection is not allowed, types are not compatible. So this is the same problem as we had before. So over here we have the fixed override. Oh no, we need to get the randomness mode. So over here we want to check what pin actually isn't working, and you'll see it's the randomness mode. So we're going to get the randomness node one over here and copy the name. And we can get rid of this one and simply get a new one. So grab it over here, paste in the old name. But now you're going to get an error because the other ones are still here and you can't have nodes with the same name. So let's get rid of this randomness node as well. And over here is a third one, so we can get rid of that one. So now we can give this one the proper name. And we can simply copy it, so Ctrl C and go over here and then paste it and plug it back in. And do the same thing over here. And let's see, so hit apply and this should be good. So compile and go back over here. And if we apply this, so this is actually working as well. So let's see if we go back into our WeaponFX. So that's compiling, that's good to go as well. So it's not showing up because it's not getting any input parameters, but it should work, so that's fine. So let's go into the other MuzzleFlash for the rifle. And that's actually compiling as well, so that's nice. We can close it down and move on. And we have a ShellEject one. So over here we have some problems. And it's with the inherit velocity over here. You see the red dot, so this is an actual error. And we can actually fix it by simply clicking the fix issue button over here. So let's just click that. And now we get a warning over here. So let's click over here, show the warning in the Niagara log. Function solve rotation forces and velocity is depreciated. No recommendation was provided. Solve rotational forces and velocity. Okay. So let's see, what can we do about this? So we can actually click on the function over here. It's called solve rotational forces and velocity. And there actually seems to be another one in here that's called solve forces and velocity. Oh, they may be different. Okay, so ignore that. So over here we can click fix issue. Let's see what happens. So the script asset has been depreciated. Select a new module. So let's see if we look for rotation, if something pops up that might be similar. Calculate, mass, constrain, align. So it doesn't really look like it. So let's just delete the module and we'll see what happens. So I'm not sure if this is the same way as I did it in my previous project, but I'll try and make sure. If it's not, that I'll update. So I'll let you know, but for now it seems to be working. So let's just close it down and keep our fingers crossed. So we have a weapon fire tracer, and this actually has no errors except for the system state one. We're gonna ignore it. And the last one, the tracer shotgun, that's probably working as well. So that's good to go. Okay, so this could be worse. The previous time I did this, I had a lot more errors to fix, to be honest. So I'm not too depressed about it. Now, there is one thing that could happen if you close the project down and open it up. Some new errors could pop up. So what I'm gonna do is close the project, reopen it, and then I'll get back to you guys. So back in the project for the second time. Let's just open them up again and see if we run into any problems. Hopefully not. So this shouldn't take too long. We're gonna ignore the dead cubes, by the way, so I shouldn't have clicked that. And there are errors in that one, but it doesn't really matter. So here we go. As you can see, nothing really changed. All we did was close the editor and open it again, but we have new errors. So let's go into here, collision. And again, we're going to navigate to the message source. And now we have a different type of error. So over here, we have a few pins that aren't used anymore. So we have these red pins, and what we need to do is right click them and reset to default. And this will ask you if you really want to edit this. So we're going to click OK. And if you reset them to default, it's able to remove the pins. So then it will simply get rid of them. And that's what we need to do. And we have a few more over here, so let's reset to default. There we go, so there are actually new pins over here with the same names, so there's something wrong, and we're fixing that. So there we go, let's hit apply. And there's actually more of them, so if we go further to the right, there's a few more of these nodes. So again, reset to default. To get rid of them. And let's see if that was everything. So that actually is. So this compiles again. Let's save it and let's see if there's anything else. So this should be good to go. The impact sparks are working again. So close it down and move on to the next one. So as you can see, this is pretty annoying stuff. It's not the most fun part, but yeah, if you do it once, then hopefully we are able to migrate these to a new project without any issues, although I'm not too sure of that. But so again, we have new problems over here, so let's go to the collision and what's happening over here. Node pin, so that's the same issue as we had before. So let me see. How do we get where we need to be? Oh, over here we can simply click the fix issue to remove the valid input. So that fixes a little bit. Oh, there we go. So that actually fixed it. That's nice. So that wasn't too hard. And it's back up and running again. No more red dots. So okay, that wasn't too bad. Let's close it and move on. We have impact decals. So this is still compiling. Impact glass. Come on, you can do it. So that probably means we have errors again, and yep, and there they are. So collision. Again, we can fix the issue by clicking the fix issue button over here. And hopefully that fixes everything. So let's wait a little bit. No, it doesn't, because we have a few more over here. So again, let's select it and we can fix the issue by clicking the button. And that actually does the trick. So that's nice and that should be good. So we have a deactivated particle over here that has an error, but we're gonna ignore that. That should be no problem. So again, save and move on. Weapon fire. So this should still be good to go. That's nice. Then probably this one is as well. Yes, that should be good. ShellEject. And here we have an error again. So let's go to the collision. And we have the same kind of error. So we can fix the issue. And hopefully that does the trick. So we're still getting red dots over here, although it is compiling. So let's see. So there are no issues. Simply click them and they disappeared. So that should be good. And then we have two tracers left, and this one is still compiling, so probably the other one is as well. There we go. So those are good to go. So that was the second run. Again, I'm going to close the editor down and reopen it, and hopefully everything is gone. So let's keep our fingers crossed, and I'll be back in a sec. So back in the project for the third time, and hopefully this is the charm. So let's go back through all of the FXs again. This one is working, thankfully. Oh, dead cubes, ignore this one, come on. So go away. Okay, so impact sparks character. Oh, come on, we have an issue again. Or do we? It's actually preparing the shaders. No, we don't. Okay, that's good. So impact concrete. Don't see any errors. Again, it needs to compile some shaders. And there we go. Okay, so I think we are fine, but just to be certain, I'm gonna keep going. Impact glass. So that's probably compiling. Yes, it is. There we go. Okay, so I think the third time is the charm. Looks like we're not gonna have any more issues from now on. But let's just make sure. So as you can see from fixing the errors, most of the errors that appear are really similar. Although they sometimes appear in a different function, there's always the same kind of problem. So it's either getting a new node because a connection can't be made, or refreshing a graph or something like that. So it's not really too bad, but it just gets a little bit annoying because some of these errors keep coming back. But for now it seems like we are good, and to be honest, since everything is fixed now, I don't think we're going to run into any issues anymore. So this should be good to go, and from the next episode we're going to take a look at the MetaSounds, and then we're going to look at setting things up. So thanks for watching everybody, hope you enjoyed this part, although it wasn't really fun, and we're going to continue in the next video. Thanks for watching, bye bye.